called Slated. It's about 16-year-old Kayla Collins who has just had her memories and like everything passed, everything erased. Slated meaning at this time the government would erase all of your memories and everything to give you a second chance. And at this time Kayla Collins was told that she was a terrorist and that this is her second chance and this is her last chance to do right and like make things right. So throughout the story, she realizes that she's like different. Like she was stuck in the hospital for 9 months instead of the original 6 months because she had nightmares, but they weren't really nightmares. They were of her past. And when slated, everything is supposed to be erased. So like, why is she having hers? So she's different than other people. And as soon as she begins to realize that the government is corrupt and that the government is doing things that he shouldn't be doing, and the government is right now like going and like a lot of people are disappearing, and so the government is taking people illegally. And so Kayla meets this guy named Ben, and they basically team up together and they try to figure out things. And in this story, since it's very like modern, it's very like futuristic, so they wear a like a wristband, and basically it's like it has like numbers on it, and basically if you get too low, like your mood has to be the same, or like they can tell like something is happening and stuff. And so basically they want to get that off because that's kind of how the government tracks them and sees like what they're doing and stuff. And so basically throughout the whole story she's trying to find out what the government is doing and try to stop what he's doing, because what he's doing is corrupt. The main character, Kayla Collins, is she's very like out there, and she doesn't really take anyone's crap. There's a scene in the beginning of the book where the lady from the hospital comes and talks to her new mom, and they're talking about her, and Kayla is right there sitting next to her, and eventually she like gets up and yells and says, "Why don't you talk to me and not about me?" She doesn't like take anyone's crap. But she does develop throughout the story. She's like very. She kind of want to like do what's right, and she learns more about herself. And at first, she was scared to learn more about herself because the government had given her a second chance, and what was so bad that she did in her first life that she's not supposed to know right now. But eventually, she overcomes it, and she does learn about it, and it helps her in the end, obviously. So the psychological part of this whole story is basically that the government is trying to control every aspect of everyone's lives. It puts the band around people, so basically like if they get too low, if they're too sad, then the government knows. If they're too happy, then the government knows. So they can't really like live the life that they basically want, and I think that that's the psychological part of this whole story. And I would actually recommend this book to anyone. It's like a really good book, and if you like